Hey, welcome gamers to Gamer Guide channel. I am Rollin in Robocraft and Gamer Guide, and in this episode we're looking at the Rotowrath. This is the helicopter I was telling you about when I was doing the Rotowrath video. It is my toughest helicopter as far as kill-death ratio goes. There's many games that I go that I never die. I think I played 4 games earlier and I died one time in those 4 games, and not all those games were wins. So it is great for skirmishing, going in and out of battle and taking people out, and then going back to the base very quickly, healing back up, and then going back out again to take out plutonium towers and take out enemies and stuff like that. I've noticed since the electroplate patch that it is harder to take out a lot of the enemies because of their electroplating. I'm not going out in one shot, but it feels a little bit more even than before. I'm still just as tough and everything too, so no complaints about that. It just feels a little more balanced than before, whereas I might have been getting 20 kills a game. I'm now getting like, 7 or 8 kills a game, but tons of assists, which is fine with me. It serves its purpose. Some of the tricks to this is that all of the rotors are on their own separate suspension with these blocks surrounding them again, and the rotor eats the damage and goes to the blocks, dissipates those, and then any other damage that's left over after the blocks break go through the arrow rods to the body, and most of the time, and in fact pretty much all the time, that's enough to stop the damage from going and doing further damage to the other rotors. So you have a really hard time taking out all the rotors on this thing because you have to hit them all individually to do damage to the other ones. It has front and back thrusters, of course, tier 10, and the bottom side is very tough too. It has 2 of the radar jammers on the bottom, and then right underneath that, or on top of that here, is prism plating all the way through, and on top of that is another layer of prism plating, and then the next layer is the one that I actually put the blocks that the pilot sits on. So you have basically 3 layers of armor, and it's all done in a way where it transfers damage to the outside instead of upward. So I've had people enter their entire railguns into this thing, taking out some of the blades and then hitting the bottom and knocking off the radar jammers and knocking off some of my armor all the way through 2 cores. But I don't remember ever being killed by another railgunner, because they can't take out my movement, and I can fly with 2 of the rotors, and they can't take up enough blocks to get to my pilot seat, even if they're a great aim. Anyway, so that's been my experience with this. On the top, it does have an open cockpit, but this entire top is also prisms upside down here, and it's only connected at the front and back by the windshields and by a couple blocks back here. So this whole thing transfers damage away too from the pilot. The pilot, of course, doesn't transfer damage, but that way, if you get hit by a plasma or something like that on top, you're not going to die. So of course that doesn't happen very much because I'm usually up in the air and they would have to get above me, and I'm usually playing pretty high altitude when I'm on this. The windshields, of course, are just for decoration, and I do have a slot in here for an altimeter, which I threw here on the floor, so there it is. And in the match video that I'm about to show you, you'll notice that that block and the altimeter are gone. I just switched it out from the vehicle, and I forgot to replace it, but it is 1511 build when you use those 2 pieces. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this. I hope this gives you some creative inspiration. Heavy use of arrow rods, some good prism plating, and the spacing and stuff on these rotors and stuff to make an ultra-tough vehicle, much tougher than any tank I've ever built. And it can be really satisfying if you just want to get out there and see what kind of damage you can do without taking a lot of deaths. Of course, like I said, you're also not going to be killing as many people now that the electroplates have been buffed up, but it certainly is fun. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate seeing all your guys' comments. I've seen suggestions and stuff for a Mega and also for a Tier 7 tank and a couple other things in the comment sections. I am going to be doing a Tier 8 tank, and I'll probably look at putting something together in the lower tiers here eventually as well. But I have lots of fun Tier 10 stuff I've been putting together. I do have another healer build coming up, and I'm working on an SMG light hover build too. But until then, enjoy the match video, and I hope it brings you some inspiration for your next creation in Robocraft.